Hey guys, even though most of the stuff that I've done on this channel has been comic book focused, what I really love is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I'm really excited because we're going to be taking a look at the Outriders today. I just got this in the mail literally an hour ago from Amazon. And it's an interesting one because this is an army builder, so I believe there's supposed to be 2 of them in here. And these retail for $60, so that makes them a $30 figure, which puts it in the Deluxe line of figures. And on top of that, the figure itself is a pretty unique mold between the hands and the arms. Everything is just a brand new thing as far as I can tell just from pictures, because I haven't even opened these up yet. So we're going to take a look at all the articulation, how well they compare to the source material, as well as do some comparisons to some other figures. So stick around and we're going to get right into it. So here's our box, and I love the art. I think it looks really cool. Here is the side. As you can see, it is a wraparound image, and we'll check out the other side so that you can see that it goes like that. So this would actually be a really fun one to cut apart and maybe have out as a little display for a little while. Or alternatively, if you purchased multiple boxes, you could always do one of these, where then you get the third one, put it right there, and then you have it all as one cool display. And I don't know if I'm going to buy another set or not. I kind of am leaning towards that. I probably might, but we'll see as we get further into the review. Otherwise, the back side just shows you what it comes with. Pretty straightforward there. We've got a broken A, which I guess is the symbol that they used for Infinity War. I don't remember that, but it makes sense. And then there's the bottom side. And just for comparison, here is a VHS Marvel Legends Dr. Octopus and Aunt May release. And now we're going to open it up. So here are the 2 figures that come in the packaging. As you can see, it doesn't come with anything else. We do have an alt head, but this head is not quite the same as this one, and obviously not like this one either. So this one is basically like this, but a little bit more closed. So as you can see, it's effectively a third head. Even though I would have actually preferred that they give me a second one of those heads, because I actually like that one a whole lot more. And then that way I get a few more options, just because the one head is okay, but I'd like more, because these guys don't really need weapons. They didn't have weapons in the movies. They were just, as they call them, space dogs. In any case, these are really interesting, and I want to show you a little size comparison. So we have our Black Panther and our Endgame Captain America. And so these guys are itty bitty compared to our Outriders / space dogs, as they should be. And these guys weren't really ever standing very much. They were really on the ground. But in any case, let's take a closer look at the articulation itself. I'm going to take a look at one because they are the same exact figure. And what's really neat is that these are not like regular flat-footed, right? So these, I don't know what the scientific name for it is, but it's kind of like on a 4-legged creature, pets, dogs, cats, things like that, where their knee doesn't bend that way like humans do, but in this direction. Even though this also does have a regular knee, this is designed this way. So it is cool that they can stand upright like that if you get them balanced right, like so. But otherwise, you've got pretty standard articulation, as in ankle articulation. And then our knee is gonna be interesting because it's not exactly straight. So it's not designed to be straight, and I think that makes sense because of the way this is. But otherwise, you do get a full articulation there. We do have a standard thigh swivel. Our leg does come up like that, and it comes out pretty well as well. No drop hip here. We do have ab crunch. No waist swivel on this side, but on the upper side, we do have a swivel in that direction. You can go back, you can go forward a bit. And as far as the arms go, you can see that they have 4 arms, obviously, but we can come up, down. Obviously, this one's going to be in the way of going all the way around if you really wanted to for some reason, but I don't know why you'd want to. And then our elbows are double jointed as well, which is cool. Hand, you have full wrist swivel, as well as the hand, I'm not even sure what to call that, kind of pivoting. And the arms above are different in terms of molding, but the articulation is effectively the same concept. So we can come the whole way around, nothing obstructing that. We have bicep swivel, good old double jointed elbows, and of course our wrist, same as the other one. And I just want to show real quick that this was the upper hand, this was the lower hand, and the pegs are the same. So if you wanted to swap them around, then you could. I do wish that we would have gotten a couple of fists. That would have been nice. Or maybe even some flat hands, because if these things were crawling on all 6 limbs, then having some flat hands would have made a lot of sense as well. Design-wise though, these are really cool. I do like them a lot. Between the paint apps, and these are actually painted on, like as in if you were to remove the paint, it would just be all black. So these are not molded in at all. Not that I think they should be, but I just want you to be aware of that. Oh, and then our head, actually, we should look at that real quick. So we can swivel the whole way around. Can't really look up a whole lot, but you can go down a bit. That was the starting position. I do wish we would have had some mouth articulation. That actually could have been really cool. But, you know, that's okay, because I think it's still a pretty cool looking head. And I will do my best to try to find any kind of official artwork to show how well that they compare. From memory, I think that looks pretty good, but we'll just see how close it is compared to the real deal. But even if it isn't totally accurate, I think it still looks really cool. Here's a little side-by-side of the 2 heads that come stock. And I guess these ones are supposed to be, maybe they're like generals or something, or maybe they're just slightly more evolved. Because even though the bodies are the same, this thing has these extra little things on the mouth, which is cool and kind of creepy looking, besides this bit of it too. And I think overall, I would prefer more of these heads, but there you go. And so even though in the movie they mostly ran on all of their limbs, which is I think part of why they call them the space dogs, the articulation of the head bothers me in that aspect, because if an animal is running like that, then it needs to be able to see straight, and this thing can't come up anymore. And even like if you try to bring it up like that, then it kind of can, and then it's kind of accurate. But anatomically, this thing should probably be able to look more up without having to be all kind of crazy bent like that. Especially because, like, you know, these are supposed to be army builders. That's why they're 2-packs. So, you know, you would want a bunch in several different positions. And in the movies, you know, most of them are running, so you would want some of these in, you know, running positions, but you can't really get that with these things. So kind of a bummer there. But in terms of the army builder aspect of it, these are $30 a piece, like I said earlier. And I don't know if these really should qualify as a deluxe figure. Here is a deluxe figure, so we have composite Hulk. And I'm not saying that all deluxe figures need to be Hulk sized, but some of the other deluxe figures are like a lot of the winged characters. So both Angel and Archangel were deluxe figures. We have MCU Vulture, decent Sam Wilson Captain America with the full wing set. So that was a deluxe as well. And at least those had kind of justifications for being deluxe because, you know, they had the giant wings, Hulk's really big. But this doesn't really come with much else. And I totally get that it's a unique mold because they can't really use this anywhere else outside of this particular character. Especially, you know, like this part of it, and because all of the mold is unique to this, you know, like in terms of the texture stuff. So this whole thing is really strictly specific to this. Like, I can sort of see the justification for $30 each in that aspect of they need to try to make more of their money back since they can't reuse it. But at the same time, I still don't know if I feel like this makes sense as a $30 figure individually. I would have been happier at $50. I think $25 would have been nice. Alternatively, if we had more accessories, as in some additional hands, additional heads, something like that, maybe that could justify this a little bit more. But as is, I don't know if I'm happy with that price. Now, I don't plan on buying more than the 4 that I have at the current price. If they go down, if there's a sale, I'll probably pick up some more then. Otherwise, I'd love to know if you guys are getting any or how many that you're getting. And otherwise, I'll see you over here.